The job market is trash.
I've applied to 300 plus jobs.
I'm sorry, Angela.
So I recently decided to stop my job search.
The job market is getting so crazy right now that we're talking about ghost jobs. We're talking about jobs that just have wild expectations, or they just cut you off before the final interview and you realize that there never was a job to begin with. This is wild. You know, just watch some of these videos and let's get to talking about this stuff.
Because this gets me heated. Unless you've been on a job search in the last 2 years, you do not know how bad it is out here. The job market is trash. Basura, it's been bad. I'm talking about applying to 20 jobs a day, reaching out to recruiters, doing this on LinkedIn, and hearing crickets. People are trying, people are not lazy. And then people who have a job give the most useless advice, like, why don't you tailor your resume to every single job? You don't think that I've done that? Unless your job is hiring and you have a referral, zip it.
So I just got a message on LinkedIn, right? From someone who's hiring urgently. And they're paying $20 an hour. $20 an hour, but requiring that you have a master's degree or PhD.
So I recently decided to stop my job search. I received an email 2 days ago telling me that I've been rejected yet again. This was for a government job that I had applied to a while back. I got an email telling me that I can schedule an interview, and the interview was 3 weeks later. I went to the interview, emailed me right away telling me that I'm on the eligibility list, but I'm ranked number 4. 2 days ago, that's when I received the email telling me that I didn't get the position. They'll keep me on the list for 3 more months in case something opens up, but I'm not holding my breath. For that, I was interviewing for this HR assistant role that I was overqualified for. It was trying to pay $17 an hour in Southern California. I tried negotiating to $19 an hour over the phone. They gave me an in-person interview. I went, and they reached back later asking me about something I said, because I said that I do background acting, and they're like, well, is this going to interfere? Like, are you going to need a bunch of days off? And I was like, no, I'm literally just doing background acting to survive. I'm looking for something steady. And they just ended up ghosting me after that. I know a lot of people don't like being unemployed because they feel like they're doing nothing with their lives, but I love being unemployed. I'm actually productive in so many ways, in ways that I want to be productive, and somehow also making money off of the things that I love to do. But also I hate being poor. Like, I need to be making more money than I am. But it's not even about like what's the right role for me or not, what's my right path. It's just the fact that a lot of us, we did all this work, promised all these things, and they're just not happening. Like, they're making us jump through hoops to literally work for them, and it's so degrading. And I think that's why I've decided to give up, because I am tired of being humiliated and going through this process just to not even at least get the job.
I tell you, the job market is wild. Like, I've never understood the idea of resumes because most of it's fluff anyways. And now with AI, you can have it generate an awesome resume in like no time. You have all these clicker words that everybody thinks you're supposed to use, and very seldom do the people that are hiring you actually know anything about tangible skills you possess. I've seen people with very little education, ton of work experience, and they're phenomenal. I've seen people with tons of education and they're morons. I've seen people that create great businesses, and that's where they scalp their talent from. I know someone in town that will find the best in each sector, and he'll recruit them and give them a 6-figure job just to keep them around his world. I mean, and most of them were, you know, very little education, no Ivy League school. They're just doers. They produce. Wherever you put them, they will work their face into the ground to make sure that they are successful. They will outread everybody. They will outwork everybody. They are highly motivated and well respected amongst their peers. And those kind of people are the kind that I don't think you get from a resume. You got to go out and find these people. And I get finding good people, it's hard. I've got lots of friends trying to hire right now, and it's hard to find them, especially when they get scalped from like New York or the big cities and are able to work digitally from your local town, and it scalps the best talent. But I just never understood the whole resume world and expect to get the right talent. You got to go out and find these people.
I've applied to 300 plus jobs since August, and I've heard back on none of them. Before you say it's my resume or my cover letter or my references or my experience, I've got those covered. I'd worked with professionals on all of them, and I don't use AI writing cover letters because I think people can tell. I don't know at what point I'm supposed to pivot and completely change what I'm supposed to do, because I'm very close to just starting a trade. I love working with my hands, honestly, so it's not like a diss, but it's something I just don't know how to get into really, and I don't know what I'm supposed to do because this door keeps getting slammed in my face, and it's incredibly demoralizing to not be able to afford living.
especially when you're working a job that's sucking your soul out of your eyeballs.
I know in my 30s that I wish I would have known in my 20s. There's no deadline. You can graduate college at 25. You don't have to have your last baby at 30. Nothing good happens at a bar after midnight. Just because you pick a career path doesn't mean you have to stick with it. Call your grandparents if they're still alive. You don't need all that stuff. You can pivot at any time. You are allowed to change your mind. Big or small, you are allowed to change your mind. You don't like your nail color? Change it. You don't like your job? Change it. The friends you make in your 30s are going to be a lot more accepting than the friends you make in your 20s. Everyone's just had more life experience.
So true. So true. She nails it on the head. And when we think about, maybe some of these office environment jobs is really sucking the blood out of us. What if you were meant to create great things with your hands? Content, art, you like interior design, you like real estate, you like being out and starting your own yoga studio or whatever it may be, starting your own small business. There's two ways I've always said to become wealthy or successful. Learn real estate and start a business, because you can take the business and stick it in the real estate and the business will pay for the real estate, and they work very well off themselves. And that's what I did, and I learned how to do it, and I learned it well. And I think we've kind of hit the peak of what we can do in the office environment and these resumes and all these things. And people have got to say, you know what? I don't want to work for the man. I want to be the man. I want to go and do my own thing. What do you think? Down below, I want to hear your comments.
We may be able to integrate you back into your previous role, but this will be contingent on business conditions and, stuff like that. So,
All right.
I'm sorry, Angela.
What about the bereavement time?
You're getting paid on that.
Okay.
That is going to be taken care of already. So.
Okay.
Is there anything else that I need to do on my end then?
Are you considering the sales position, or
I have to talk with
Cutler?
my Cutler. I'd have to talk with my husband.
So I can give you up until the end of today to consider. So if you want to touch base with me by 5:30.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll let you know.
Okay. Sorry.
Is the job market fixed against you? Is there a way to win with AI and competing overseas for the same job? I mean, they can go and recruit somebody in India or Bangladesh to do the job that we are trying to do. Most of them are good at what they're doing. They can work for less, and their expenses where they live are less, and insurance is less, and everything is different. And there's so much competition in the market. And then you've got ghost jobs, you've got job searches that are just complete rabbit holes, or you don't even hear from them for years. I remember when I signed on the USA Jobs to find a job, I never heard back from them. So what if I was just sitting there waiting on the job? That's the frustrating part. Then there's 8 interviews. Why it takes 8 interviews to know if you like somebody, that's wild. And why do you get to, the 8th interview and they're like, oh, sorry. Or you get there and you realized 30 days after you started the job and you got the apartment that they're letting you go. I have a problem with the whole job market. I just don't know what to do with it. Those are my thoughts on that. Comment down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. On to the next one.